Hi, everyone. This is Dr. Kate Golick, and I am happy to see you all have joined us for another one of our Stay Calm in the Midst of the COVID Storm series. So welcome. We have a great webinar for you today. It's all about mindfulness. And this is going to be presented today by Kaleigh Braughton. And I hope you enjoy it. It's a really, really important concept.
Hello. Nice to see you all here. I just wanted to start by thanking Dr. Sharon Tucker. She put together this presentation and PowerPoint. I'm really excited to talk to you about mindfulness because I feel like it's really helped me a lot in my own health. And it's a really wide concept too. It's not just one-sided. It's not all about meditation. It's something that you can bring into your life every day, just in any moment that you think of it. So again, my name is Kaleigh. I'm a nurse at Children's Hospital, and right now I'm taking classes at Ohio State to get my bachelor's degree in nursing. That's my puppy Flash. All right, so we're talking about mindfulness. I want to start by talking about 3 reasons that mindfulness is really important. So, first reason, we are really distracted. So, what are you doing right now? What are you thinking right now? And how are you feeling right now? And then, so if the answers to question 1 and 2, what are you doing and what are you thinking right now, are not the same, then you're in good company, because that's true for most of us. Research shows that we spend about half of our time with our mind wandering. So we're not actually present, we're not actually in the moment. This can have consequences like mistakes, research also just shows that it decreases our overall happiness. And so for the answer to how are you feeling right now, sometimes we don't even take the time to acknowledge how we're feeling, but research also shows that we're happiest when we are doing what we're thinking. So an example that Dr. Tucker shared that I liked was you're happier if you're doing the dishes and thinking about doing the dishes than if you're doing the dishes and thinking about a trip to Mexico. So I have noticed this too, like when I'm doing the dishes, I want to think about the temperature of the water. Does it feel good on my hands? The sensations that it brings, stuff like that. And when you do bring those practices into your life, when you think about it, you start to notice that you find joy in little things too. So second reason mindfulness is important is we are really stressed out. 4 out of 5 adults have at least one physical symptom of stress. This stress can cause trouble concentrating, sometimes snapping at others when you didn't, later on you realize it's not something you are proud of or wanted to do. There's a lot of mindfulness-based stress reduction techniques. This can be yoga. A lot of times in yoga practice, they have you focusing on your breath and on the movements rather than your mind wandering. There's other mindfulness practices like meditation. You could be going on a walk and then focusing on the things around you rather than just thinking the whole time, noticing the colors of the leaves on the trees, things like that. Even though there are so many mindfulness practices, the essence of all of them is to be in the present moment. So third reason mindfulness is important, we are not very good at managing our stress. So only 20% of Americans in a study said that they practice any kind of stress management activity. This can be dangerous also because sometimes people choose other ways of coping with their stress that can lead to health problems like drinking or gambling, things like that. Being in this elevated stress response is important because It can help you get things done that you need to get done. If you're in danger, it helps you then, but you want to make sure that your mind isn't constantly in this state of stress, and fight or flight really is what your body is in. Being in this state for prolonged amounts of time can really wreak havoc on your body and increase your stress. So the concept of mindfulness really is to quiet the mind, to focus on one thing, to relax. So we are talking about this mindfulness concept due to largely to the pandemic effect we're feeling right now. Dr. Tucker said she took this picture on a walk. I thought it was cute. Here on the left, you have flowers that are kind of isolated. They're not really thriving as well. They don't have as much support from each other. And then on the right, you see these flowers are all together. They're thriving. They are able to support one another, and the beauty of them all together also is really awesome. Another important part of mindfulness is self-compassion. So how do you talk to yourself? Do you judge yourself harshly? Do you call yourself bad things in your mind? This could be something that you might not even completely be aware of. I know I do it sometimes. I have to stop myself and say, I'm human. It's okay that I didn't succeed at this, or maybe I said something that it wasn't harmful, but it wasn't really how I wanted to say it. This is okay. Just tell yourself, I'm human. I'm doing the best I can. These kind of words that you use with yourself will really help in your overall health and your mindfulness as well. And when you're compassionate with yourself, you're better at being compassionate to other people, being more understanding and seeing the intents from other people rather than being quick to judge. So how could you reframe your language to be more kind, supportive, and understanding, to remember you're only human, and to acknowledge things as they are without blowing them out of proportion? So it's easy to take ourselves too seriously sometimes too. Sometimes you just want to pause, kind of think about it, and just maybe laugh at yourself, or just find humor in things, not in a mean way, but just to lighten things and realize that there's a lot in this life to be enjoyed. It's not always necessary to stress yourself out over every little thing. So this was a good quote from Jack Kornfield: "If your compassion does not include yourself, it is not complete." And then by Breen here, "If you can't ask for help without self-judgment, you cannot offer without judgment to others." So if you're really judgmental to yourself, if you notice your thoughts, you might notice that you're really judgmental to other people as well. I really like this quote also by Naya Rivera: "Butterflies can't see their wings. They can't see how truly beautiful they are, but everyone else can." People are like that as well. So mindfulness is defined as an evidence-based strategy for reducing stress and anxiety and bringing calm to the present moment. So when you're aware of your racing thoughts, it's a lot easier to just notice them. You want to notice them without judging them. You don't want to be like, "Oh, dang it, my thoughts are racing again." And then your thoughts will start racing even more and you're angry at yourself. You want to just notice the thoughts and then just try to focus on, what are the sensations I'm feeling? Do I need to go lay down? Do I need to just focus on the breeze and the birds? Maybe I need to go outside and get some fresh air. This is really the concept behind mindfulness. So there's strength in evidence. Mindfulness has shown that there's possible effects on your overall inflammation in your immune system. When you're stressed out, of course, it's hard for your immune system to work as well. It decreases stress, anxiety, depression, and it improves your memory, your mood, your self-efficacy. And I can't read the last word there. I forget what it says, but overall, it just, I know that it's helped a lot for me in depression. I notice I get in my head and I get really critical about myself rather than just this is a beautiful candle, I'm going to light it and it smells good, and just focus on the good things and the things in front of me, rather than letting that roller coaster of thoughts just kind of take over. So there was a study also done on nurses that showed it improved their mental health significantly, that it improves their pain and depression symptoms and quality of life, also has a good effect on chronic pain. So there was also studies shown that looked at the brain, and the insula of the brain actually changed the way it showed up on scans after practicing more mindfulness. So it really does have a physical impact on your brain and overall stress response. It really calms your whole body and puts you in that kind of rest and digest mode. The best way to capture moments is to pay attention. This is how we cultivate mindfulness. Mindfulness means being awake. It means knowing what you are doing. And that was a quote by John Kabat-Zinn. The real meditation is how you live your life. John Kabat-Zinn again. He really talked about, I saw a video of that he did. He talked about how mindfulness is kind of just being present, focusing on things rather than yourself, rather than letting the ego kind of just take over and kind of criticize you and just have this story of me, what am I doing wrong, things like that. My PowerPoint froze. There we go. Another definition of mindfulness was a mental state achieved by focusing on one's awareness in the present moment, calmly acknowledging and accepting one's feelings, thoughts, and bodily sensations. And you want to really try to do this without judging. So when you're practicing mindfulness, it's not really a specified amount of time. It's not a specific way for any person. It's really a practice that you cultivate over time. Another example Dr. Tucker shared was when you're turning a doorknob, are you paying attention to it? How does the doorknob feel? How heavy is the door? What does it feel like when you open the door? Is there a breeze? Then start focusing on, what's in front of you rather than letting your thoughts wander. You don't want to overly react to anything or get overwhelmed. Let your thoughts go around and around, as I said. The aim is to experience life as it unfolds in the present moment. So it is important to focus on the things we can do to stay safe during the pandemic, how we can be compassionate towards others, but you don't want to let your thoughts start racing. I'm going to get sick, I'm going to die, my whole family's going to die. You don't want to think ahead like that, and that isn't true necessarily. Now that I said that, I probably scared everyone. I didn't mean it like that. I just mean I don't want you to be worrying about things. I want you to really focus on the present moment and the joy that you can find in that present moment. Focus on the joy that you can bring to others in the present moment. Do you have pets? Notice how cute they are and how soft their fur is when you're petting them, things like that, rather than letting your mind wander, because it really is harmful to your body when you think negative thoughts a lot and you let your mind just kind of take over. You want to be in control of your mind. So the 5 essential elements that you want to have for mindfulness and good practice, even though it is different for everyone, these aren't set in stone, but they can help you a lot. You want to prepare yourself. You want to be in a place that, ideally you want to be in a place where you're not going to be disturbed. I know this isn't always possible, but you want to prepare yourself that way. Maybe think about, am I comfortable? Am I going to be able to sit in this place for a long time or a small amount of time, however long you plan to do the practice? You want to bring your heart into it. You want to really feel your heart, feel your mind. You want to forgive yourself. So just like I am not always the greatest at presentations, I'm going to forgive myself for that and just know that I am doing my best. You want to thank yourself for doing the practice. So really acknowledge that you you want to feel better, that you are trying for yourself. And then finding a buddy helps. If you have someone you can talk to about mindfulness, maybe do the practice with. I had a really good friend that I worked with, and we would go to yoga together, and it was really awesome because we would do that practice together, and then we would kind of hold each other accountable. We would talk about it at work a lot, and it was something that I really started to look forward to. Types of mindfulness practices could be a body scan, a mindful movement like yoga, or even running if you're being mindful of the sensation. Sometimes that's not as pleasant. I know I like to let my mind wander when I'm running, but a sitting practice is what we're going to do here in a moment, and then walking practice. So kind of paying attention what's around you rather than just letting your mind wander and, oh, how did I get here? You really want to pay attention what's around you. Are there kids playing? Is there trees? Are there birds and squirrels? Things like that. And this is all really good for your health when you do these things. And just over time, you'll notice it gets easier to focus on the present moment. So some focuses of meditation can be calming and creating, living mindfully, healing the body, mind, and spirit, getting you moving, generating love and compassion, solving your problems, manifesting your dreams, and connecting to the divine. There's a lot of different focuses for meditation. It's not all just about, emptying your mind. You can meditate and really focus on one thing. I have apps on my phone that I use that, do I want to feel more loved? Okay, there's a selection for that. And then there's a person that will guide you through the meditation on them. Things like that. I really do recommend looking up meditation or mindfulness practices for apps on your phone. It's really convenient. All right, so we're going to practice a mindfulness meditation. I'm going to ask you to sit comfortably. Hopefully you're not going to be disturbed. I want you to be kind to yourself. It's okay that you're going to have thoughts. We all have thoughts. The key here is just not to judge those thoughts and then just let them go. If they keep coming back, that's okay. Don't be judgmental. Be gentle with yourself and let go of any expectations. So the first thing I'm going to ask you to do now is just focus on your breathing. Try to slow your breathing. Here is to take baby steps and start small. So you're going to keep letting go of those thoughts as they come. Notice the rhythm of your breath. Now we're going to do a body scan. So we're going to start at the top of your head. Are your muscles on your head relaxed? Just let go of all that tension in your face and your head. Think about your eyebrows. Are they tense right now? Let all that tension go. Your shoulders, let them go. Just relax. Notice any sensations that you're feeling. Does it feel really good and relieving to relax? Did you not realize how tense maybe you were? It's okay to keep having thoughts come. They'll do that. Just keep letting them go. Now I want you to think about your fingers. Try to relax your fingers. I don't really think about that often enough. All right. Going to the abdomen, just relax those muscles. Your legs. Just think about the sensation in your right leg, down to your calves. Your toes, where are your toes right now? Are they locked up in a shoe? Are they on the ground? Kind of wiggle them around a little bit. And then go back to your breath. There's some nice peaceful music too that I like to listen to sometimes when I'm meditating. Sometimes it's good to do it without music. Sometimes the music kind of helps just let everything go. Just focus on the peaceful sound. Maybe think about being on the ocean somewhere. And just think about the sensations that you're feeling in your body. Know that this practice of mindfulness isn't something that you need to be perfect at, but it will start to have really good results over time. You'll notice that you really start to find joy in the present moment. A word that we like to use, and Dr. Tucker used at the end of her presentation, I really like, is a word, namaste. It means the light in me notices the light in you. So really, I hope this presentation has inspired you to be really kind to yourself, really start to be aware of the thoughts you're having, how you're treating yourself, what kind of little things around you can you enjoy and focus on that maybe aren't getting enough attention. I know it's hard sometimes not to be critical of yourself, especially you get used to maybe your parents are critical, they have good intentions, but maybe it's like you to have a really critical dialogue in your mind. And I hope that you really start to just be your number one fan. And best of luck to you all. Namaste.
Thank you so much to Kaleigh. We really hope that you're able to join us next week. We're going to be talking about sleep. And again, it's going to be from 10 to 10:30, and we are going to have Stephanie Rapp. So everybody, thank you so much for joining us. A special thanks goes out to Kaleigh, and we hope to see you next week. Take care.